Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the class. How are you all? I hope you people are good and safe at your home. Please take care about your health. Stay in your home and stay safe. Do not go outside. If you want to go outside, make use of your mask. Have sanitizer with you always. Carry the sanitizer with you always. And apply the sanitizer into your hand and wash your hand frequently. When you go outside, have a social distance with your with other people. And this is not only COVID-19, there are many other diseases, so please be away from all the diseases. Drink hot water, it's a cold season, it's required. And eat well cooked food, think positively, inculcate the goodness and happiness within you, and make use of a time. Prepare, read well, do not waste the time. The lot of time you got now, so you have to prepare your own timetables and you need to go along with the timetable. So then only you can create your good future, is it not? So please make use of this time. And we have been discussing about the second chapter of civics. So we'll continue with the same. In the last class we have been discussing about the secularism. It's very small chapter actually, but we'll go deeply about all those things concept, is it not? In the last chapter we discussed about the fundamental duties, fundamental rights what we have for every people, isn't it? We have many fundamental rights. Along with that we have fundamental duties to be done in this democratic form of government. That's what we discussed. And these secularisms now, earlier it was taken as the one term, then afterwards it's considered as a law, then afterwards it's taken as an article, then afterwards it's taken as a fundamental rights, is it not? Now the secularism, it plays an important role. That shows how the secularism got a power, means how extent it is useful for the democratic form of government, mainly in India, because we have different types of religion, we have different type of caste. So the reason we badly require this secularism type of activity in our democratic form of government. That's how it's taken so many value till now. We have been continuing with the secularism, is not? We are left with the three more concepts in the last. We will continue completing this chapter in this class. So this right of marginalized. So we have the right of marginalized with this secularism, is not? Secularism also gives a right for the marginalized. Marginalized antandre, so we have a margin in the society. We had earlier margin. So the people who are below that margin, called as below poverty line, lower class people who can't able to afford 3 times of his meals, food, they are called as below poverty line, below marginalized. Above marginalized, they are like rich people and who are paying more taxes, and who are upper class people. Like a marginalized, we have marginalized, like these people comes under this category, is not? So we had a marginalized from many years back. So under this, based on a marginalization, the people who are stay below the margin, they didn't have rights. They didn't have rights in earlier for talking, it maybe for working and to get their own equality. They didn't have rights. So this secularism, along with these constitutions, it has provided the right for this marginalized group of people. That's what we will be discussing. The Constitution of India is based on the principle that guided India's struggle against a colonial regime that constantly violated the civil, political, social, economic and cultural rights of the people of India. It's based on the principle that guided India's struggle, is not? So this constitution mainly is created based on the struggle which they have faced in that time, is not? So whatever the struggle they had, the struggle it was in the political life, we had a struggle, we had a problem. In the civil life we had a problem. In the social life we had a problem. In the economic life we had a problem at that time, is not? Based on that, this constitution has been written. We had a problem in the economy of a country, is it not? Only the upper level people, they had a work. They were supporting for the economic condition. But the common people, marginalized people, they were not getting a job. They were not getting a daily wages, so that they were not able to what you call the spend a money. They were not able to spend money in purchasing, so the economy was not increasing. The economic condition of a common people, marginalized people, was not good. The marginalized people, they were struggling, they were making struggle against of these economic principles, is not. So based on this, to give a equal opportunity for the marginalized, the constitution has written to give a right to work, right to live, right to equality. By giving all these things to improve the economic condition of a common people and marginalized people, and also to increase the economic condition of a country, the constitution has given rights, such rights, and also it was written based on this. And also the social life was very bad on that time, you know. We had many discriminations. We had discriminations on the basis of caste, upper caste, lower class. We had a discrimination on the basis of religion, is it not? So we had a discrimination on the basis of race, color, skin color. We had a discrimination based on the sex, means gender. We had a discrimination based on place of birth. So this was a main evil, social evils. These are the social evils what we had on that time. So because of this discrimination, the most of the people, they were suffering. They were not able to come up. The richest were getting richer day by day, and the poorest were getting poorer day by day. So it was a condition in the social life. To create an equality in among everybody, to bring up the suppressed, to bring up the marginalized people as equal as the common people or these upper level people, the constitution has written, and it has given a freedom for every people of marginalized and everybody equally. And politically also we had a problem. How the political leaders, the representatives, they were listening the words whatever said by the upper class people, and they were working for the upper class people, is it not? They were supporting for the upper class people, but the leaders, they were not supporting for the marginalized people. They were not looking at the marginalized people. They were not working for the marginalized people. So it was a condition, it was a problem what we were facing in the political life of India at that time. So based on this, to give a equal right for everybody, to promote equality in among everybody, so the constitution has written on based on this. And also the civil services, only the upper class people who has money, they were getting a civil services. They were getting a job in the army, they were getting a job in the many other authority, they were getting many authority, is not. The common people, even though they are having more population, they didn't have a rights. It was a condition. So to abolish all this discrimination, constitution has written the rules and regulations by providing the rights to everybody. Is not. The freedom struggle itself witnessed many movements for social reforms against oppressive social practices like sati, child marriage, untouchabilities. Freedom struggles. Here, many people, they have made a struggle, means they have conducted a revolution movement against the Britishers. Is not. But there are thousands of people, the important hundreds of peoples, they also conducted the revolution, internal revolution, to avoid this child marriage, child labor, untouchability. So this, like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is the one, he struggled for everything. Mainly he struggled for abolishing the untouchability. Untouchability, his work for that. And Valmiki, his name is somewhat Valmiki is there. So he is also worked, and he also struggled for getting out the abolition from the social life. And also child marriage and the sati, many people, they have worked, means they have struggled. So based on this, constitution has written. They have struggled, they have made a movement, and they got abolition of all these things. And also on the basis of this, the constitution has been written. While fundamental rights focused largely on the right of individuals, in the mid-70s, a new human right discourse based on the group rights, collective rights, and the people's right regained. So here, fundamental rights they only miss that focus on every individuals in the mid 70s. But the rights discourse, the human rights, what we discussed earlier now. So human right was not much given much importance. Only the fundamental rights was given rights. Right to vote, right to equality, right to constitutional remedy, right to education, right to religion activity. It was only they have given importance for that, but not other for the right to work, right to live, right to speak, right to equality. It was not given much importance. But now they are given more importance after the 70s, 1970s. They are given for the group rights. They are given importance. This was mainly aimed at making the marginalized groups aware of their rights and familiarizing them with the laws made to protect their rights and for their upliftment. This right of a marginalized which is created is to bring up the marginalized people as equal as others and create the equality among them. ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲೈಸ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಬದುಕಿರೋದೇ ಈ ರೀತಿ, ನಾವು ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋದೇ ಈ ರೀತಿ, ನಾವು ಹಿಂಗೇ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಕೈಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ತಾತ ಮುತ್ತಜ್ಜ ಅವರು ಜಮಾನದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬಾಳ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಈ ಥರ ಏನು, ಅಜ್ಜ ಹಾಕಿದ ಅಲ್ಮರದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ನೇಣು ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಆ ಥಿಂಕ್ನ ಹೋಗಲಾಡಿಸಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಬೋಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಈಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ತಗೋಬೇಕು, ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಮೆಂಟಾಲಿಟಿನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಈ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್. ದ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಟೇಕನ್ ಬೈ ದ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ ಏನೋ ಲಾಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡ್ಯೂಟೀಸು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಗೋರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೋದು. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದು? ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಯೂಸಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಟಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ರಿಲಿಜನ್. ಈ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ನ ಕಿತ್ತಾಕಬೇಕು, ದೂರ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂದ. ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ರಿಲಿಜನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್. So that's what they started to make. In India, government spaces like law court, the police station, government school and offices are not supposed to display the promote any one religion. This all the bodies, organization which is from the government, which is maintained and controlled by the government, that should not like a office, regional office like a government offices, and like the police station, courts, and the government hospitals, government schools, they should not promote any one religion. ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹಿಂದೂಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಹಿಂದೂಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಫೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಹಿಂದೂಗಳು ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್, ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್ನ ಕಾಪಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಯುಲರಿಸಮ್. A strategy of non-interfacing. It's another one strategy of non-interfacing. The first strategy is about distancing itself from the religion. It's the first strategy. Second strategy is about the non-interfacing. This means that in order to respect the sentiments of all the religion and not interface with the religious practices, the state makes certain expectation for the particular religious community. Here that says we should not interface with the religion activity of other religion. We should not interface with that. We have to accept the practices which they follow. We need to accept the God which they worship. We need to accept the way of a living of other religions. We need it's the same like this, other also should accept our culture, our tradition and our belief and our language and everything. So it's another one strategy which is brought up by this government to protect the secularism. Third strategy, it was the strategy of intervention. This means that to ensure the law relating equal inheritance rights are respected, and the state can intervene in the religion-based personal law of communities. Here, everybody should be equal, is not. The state should not promote any one religion as a state religion, and the state should give a equal right for every religion. That's what the intervention should not have discriminations in between them and compromise. You should not have a compromise in that. So in the equality, we shouldn't have any compromise. So that was. And the intervention of a the intervention of a state can also be in the form of support. For example, the Indian Constitution grants the right to religious communities to set up their own schools and colleges. It also gives them financial aid and non-preferential basis. Here, we have the Urdu government schools, is not Kannada government school. We don't have a Hindu government school and Muslim government school, so you can support for the intervention divisions there, but that support should not create the religionist feeling in them, that should not separate the people, that should not divide the people. So here the government, they are supporting for the Urdu government school, is not, by providing the fund and the aid. They are supporting for them to create their own culture, to have improvement in their culture, to continue their culture, is not. Same like for the other languages also they are supporting. That's what they are supporting other people to create and to protect the secularism. And next concept, in what way is Indian secularism different from other democratic countries? So Indian constitution secularism is different. It's the biggest constitution and it has the greatest fundamental rights. That is, one among that is secularism. In other country, it may have, they have the different religion, but it's somewhat one or two religion. More it will be having the three religion in other countries. Most of the countries, they have a single religion because most of them are Christians. So here in India, we have more than 10 more than that religions we have in India, is it not? So for that, so Indian secularism is the greatest and it is a unique and a different from other. So there is one significant way in which Indian secularism differs from the dominant understanding of secularism as practiced in the United States of America. In America, secularism, there is a strict separation between the religion and the state. And whereas in Indian secularism, the state can intervene in religious affairs. In America, they have a strict separation. They cannot make any interventions. So if they want to follow the one religion, they have to continue with the one religion. They have to support with the one religion. They could not make a different religion. But in India, we are supporting other religions. It's not. We are not promoting any one religion as a nation's religion, but we are supporting, we are intervention, we are supporting for them, for their development and upliftment, we are supporting. So that's about in India. So it's some differences. That's about the second chapter of civics we completed. We go for the next chapter, third chapter in the next class. That's what we discuss about understanding the secularism. Secularism, actually it's a very short and a small chapter, and I have taken many concepts. I added more concept to explain better about the secularism. The Indian Constitution that upholds the secularism, that upholds equality for everybody. So that the preamble, we discussed about the preamble, these all the things which is mentioned in the preamble. And the secularism got translated into law. Earlier it has taken as in the 42 amendment in the year of 1976. It's included, the secular word is included. Then afterwards it's taken as a law. It's not. It is implemented as a law in the Indian Constitution to follow by other people. Then the Indian secularism, we discuss about that. Then afterwards it's considered as, it is taken as an article. Then afterwards it is taken as a fundamental rights. It's considered as a fundamental right, the important fundamental right to be followed by every people. Then about the rights we discuss, is not. Then the importance of separating the religion from the state also we discuss. If you don't separate the religion from the state, you don't keep away the religion feeling, so you will be having discriminations. You don't get the complete success in a democratic form of government if you don't keep away that. The fundamental rights of human rights, fundamental rights is also called as human rights. Is not this all the fundamental rights and the fundamental duties what we have to follow? So that's what we discuss. Then afterwards we discuss about the 2-3 more concepts now. I hope you understood and complete your exercise questions and get a check for that and watch the video regularly. I hope you understood about this concept. Thank you. Have a nice day.